All right, hey there, and welcome to part three of this five-part video sequence where I'm sharing my version of the soap opera sequence, which, if you're familiar, Russell Brunson talks about in his book, .comSecrets. Hi, this is Adam Chandler with NewWorldMarketers.com, and this is part three of the sequence. So if you've missed part one and part two, and you want to get caught up, then I will have a description. I will provide a link in the description underneath this video where you can do that, where you can watch part one and part two to see the entire sequence, and make sure that you are subscribed to this channel because and ring that little bell notification next to the video because you will or next to the subscribe button because you will get notified when I go live with part four and part five, and also because I produce a ton of content showing people how, the marketing strategies, the traffic strategies, the list building strategies, the follow-up strategies, the sales conversion, sales funnel strategies I use to build successful, lifestyle-friendly, leveraged, time freedom online businesses. Okay, so now here we are. You can see the subject line is Joining the New Rich, part 3 of 5. So we're reminding them that this is a series that they're in, just like I just reminded you of that. Now, one thing that Russell mentions in this part is this is where you share like an epiphany, right? This is where you have an epiphany that where you thought one way before, now you think a different way. That's essentially what the epiphany is. Let me go ahead and dive right in. I'll read it, and you'll see what my epiphany that I had was, and how it will do a few things. It'll create trust and credibility, and I'm hoping, what I'm hoping this does is I hope that it creates a situation in the reader or a desire in the reader who's reading this email follow-up to say, I want that for myself, which is essentially the point of all this. Okay, so hey, first name. If you've been following along with this little email series, you know that I had just lost 2 jobs in my field in a 6-month period after moving 2,000 miles across the country by myself. So you do want to kind of recap a little bit what has happened up to this point, because not everyone will have read every single email. After accidentally stumbling across a little business opportunity ad on Craigslist, I found myself borrowing $2,000 to start my first online business, selling other people's products. I thought the business model was genius. I didn't have to build my own websites or have my own physical storefront. I'm just going to edit this while we're making this video here. There we go. I thought the business model was genius. I didn't have to build my own websites or have my own physical storefront. I didn't have to ship anything or store any inventory or deal with employees or payroll or any of the usual headaches of a regular business. What really opened my eyes to this new business model was when someone in Denmark who I had never even spoken with bought the $2,000 product that I didn't have to create, remember, and I made a $1,000 commission. At that point, I had never even made $100 in a single day, let alone 1,000. And to do it without even having a single conversation completely knocked me back with new possibilities for my life. That was the day I knew I would never have another real job for the rest of my life. That was over 9 years ago, and I'm proud to report I haven't had a real job since. You guys, this is all my story. This is all my version of the soap opera sequence where I enter and one of the things that's important to understand is that you do have to have your own story. And you probably do have a story whether you realize it or not, but you do have to kind of get a little creative here, and you kind of got to look back at some challenging times in your past, and you got to use that. And it doesn't have to be, I created these amazing results. It could be something like, then I saw something that opened my eyes, right? And sometimes that's enough, right? So if you are doing this for the first time and you're newer at it than me, I get that it might be a little bit more challenging. So that was over 9 years ago, and I'm proud to report I haven't had a real job ever since. Have you ever read The 4-Hour Workweek? It's the best-selling book by Tim Ferriss on creating incredible results and time freedom by leveraging resources and technology. In that book, Tim coins a phrase. I don't know how the spacing got so wonky here. I'm like editing as I'm making this video. In that book, Tim coins a term called the New Rich as a subculture of people who have complete freedom and autonomy in life. They may not be rich in a traditional sense, although some of them are very rich in a traditional sense, but they can live anywhere, travel the world, and basically live lives of complete freedom where they call the shots 100% of the time. Well, joining this company and learning how other people were, learning how to sell other people's products online was my first exposure to this subculture of people. If you want to become successful in a new vocation or create new results for your life, you have to start exposing yourself to new people who have the results you want. One guy that had made a huge difference in my results was named Jeff. Man, this is something got really messed up in the program, or in the, I don't know, I think Infusionsoft maybe messed this up. I'm not taking any responsibility. No, maybe it was my doing, but I'm blaming Infusionsoft. Jeff is a father of 4 who dug himself out of $400,000 in debt using online marketing strategies that he shares with you in this video. The video describes the different types of products that we promote that set us up for unlimited time and financial freedom. It's basically a blueprint. There's another space there. It's basically a blueprint for how to join the new rich, and Jeff does a masterful job of dealing with the process of detailing the process step by step. Watch the eye-opening video here, and there will be a link underneath this video where you can watch that same video. Tomorrow, I'm going to share some of the hidden benefits I experienced as a result of creating successful online business that you probably don't even know exist. So stay tuned and be on the lookout for the hidden benefits email hitting your inbox tomorrow. Until then, Adam, your new marketing buddy, Chandler. So that's the video. Again, we're teasing tomorrow, right? It's part of this series. We're always pulling them into tomorrow, and we're saying stay tuned. I got something really cool for you tomorrow. That's a really important part. That's kind of one of the main fundamentals of what makes this soap opera sequence work, is that it always leaves you on the edge wanting more, right? And that's just something, if you could do that in marketing in general, you're going to be really successful. And then you can see I've kind of spaced this stuff out. Like there was a lot of paragraphs that were together, and I've been spacing it out. That's kind of a copywriting thing. You want to make it as easy to consume as possible. So sometimes people will, like students will I'll tell them to write their story, and then I'll edit it and we can turn it into an ad or an email series or whatever. But they'll write like it's a 10th grade English paper. It's all just paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3. And that it doesn't work in copywriting. With copywriting, you want it to be small, digestible. Sometimes even little sentences like this. Don't worry about run-on sentences. Don't worry about sentence fragments. Basically, things that would make your 10th grade English teacher just cringe. Do those things if you're writing copy, because it works. Because the purpose is to keep it flowing and keep it conversational. It doesn't work for 10th grade English class, but it does work for effective copywriting. If you've been enjoying this series, leave me a comment down below, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel so that you get notified when we go live with part 4, which is coming your way real soon. We'll see you then. Thanks.